Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning for another news update for Thursday, September 25, 2025. And I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, fallout between relatives leaves community tense from deadly violence. Life-saving blood was yesterday being sought for one of two men who were shot and injured after marauding gunmen opened heavy fire on patrons in a bar at the Galloway and the Mission Roads intersection in St. Andrew on Monday night. Both roadways run off Waltham Park Road in Whitfield town. The police stated that on arrival at the scene sometime after 10 p.m., shell casings of a high-powered AK-47 weapon and 9mm handguns littered the bloody scene. The news understands that when the smoke cleared, two men were found suffering from gunshot wounds. Right now, the doctors are trying to save the foot, cause shot burst a vital vein. Him in and out of operation room. The other one get released from hospital yesterday. A relative of one of the injured men told the news on Wednesday. The news understands that at the center of the current tension is a fallout between relatives, one of whom is reportedly behind the bars. Everybody know everybody. They were all friends. But you know it go when a man stop take talk and start them own things. We don't want war here. The place are go locked down and a back to school time, a resident has said. The police are reportedly keeping a close watch on the area. Residents said they could not help but remember another occasion when a double killing and a shooting took place at the same location. Right there's always a get shoot up. It's like every 3 to 4 years there's a war. And here's always get it, the resident has said. The incident recalled by the residents involved the murder of 51-year-old Julian Stevenson and 28-year-old Kajahim Watson, who died in separate shootings hours apart on November 26, 2021. The Hunts Bay police reported on those incidents, saying that about 11 a.m., loud explosions were heard and Stevenson was later found suffering from gunshot wounds along Galloway Road. Later that same day, around 7:40 p.m., Watson was standing at the entrance to the same bar at the Galloway and Mission Roads intersection when he was pounced upon by a gunman. He was shot multiple times and was later pronounced dead. Another man was also shot during that incident. The residents said that as soon as they move on from one incident, they are left to deal with more gun attacks. One of the residents told the news that a fresh trouble began brewing after an illegal gun that was hidden in an older car was removed from the community during an official cleanup by the Kingston and the St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. From the argument that the gun was in the old car where KSAMC take away and who should replace it till a youth get murdered further down the road over it. And then talk start make and the youth them start fight against them one another. It lead to the shooting Monday. What next? An elderly resident told the news. The police said the double shooting was being actively investigated. The news understands that stricter security measures are now being employed by the police on the ground. From 7 o'clock you see them start drive around and flash the blue light and tell people to come off the road, a resident told the news. The St. Andrew South Police Division is leading all 18 other police divisions in the category of murder and shootings. As at September 20, a total of 67 shootings have led to 59 murders. Murders and shootings, however, have declined year on year by 21% and 14% respectively. 30 Haitians repatriated. 30 Haitians who were among a group that landed illegally on a beach in Kensington, Eastern Portland on Sunday were repatriated yesterday. The group, comprised of adult males and females and children, was transported from a holding area in Manchonil to the Boundary Wharf facility by the police, where they boarded a Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard vessel en route to their violence-torn homeland. The police are still searching for the remaining 5 Haitians who were still in hiding last night after fleeing the Rocky Beach area at Kensington upon their arrival on Sunday. In the meantime, in a letter sent to Prime Minister Andrew Holness by founder of Freedom Imaginaries, Malina Elaine, on September 24, she requested that the group of Haitians be granted access to a fair and effective procedure for the individualized assessment of their international protection needs, including eligibility for refugee status. We note with grave concern that Jamaica has applied a zero-tolerance policy towards Haitian migrants and asylum seekers, Elaine stated in the letter. This has involved the systematic practices of criminalization for irregular entry, arbitrary detention in inhumane and degrading conditions, family separation, and the collective expulsion without the due process or individual assessment of protection needs, she added. The 30 Haitian refugees who reportedly fled their country as a result of political unrest, gang warfare, persecution, famine, and a lack of economic opportunities were found hiding in bushes following 3 days of intense search by the police and members of the JDF. The search is set to resume this morning for the remaining 5 Haitians who entered Jamaica's shores undetected. 5 men to receive new trial date in multi-billion-dollar cocaine bust. A new trial date is to be scheduled in the multi-billion-dollar cocaine bust in Havendale, St. Andrew, in which 5 men have been implicated after the November 3 trial date was vacated. The initial trial date was vacated last Thursday when the 5 accused appeared in the Home Circuit Court before Justice Leighton Pusey. 2 of the men, Junior Haldane, 72, and Aubrey Sterling, had their bail extended, while Clive Davis, 57, Colin Ricketts, 58, and Clayton Peart, 42, were remanded. The defendants are scheduled to return to court on October 10. On Thursday, when the matter was mentioned, the court was informed that Sterling's lawyer, Ludlow Black, had relocated to Belize and had to take up a position as a magistrate. Sterling, however, informed the judge that he was not aware of that development, but was advised by the judge that he needed to quickly secure another lawyer as the matter could not proceed to trial without his attorney on board. Consequently, the November trial date was vacated and an October mentioned date was scheduled for Sterling to update the court on his legal representation. During the hearing, an application was also made for the court to order the release of the vehicle that was seized during the cocaine bust to its owner. As a result, the judge released the vehicle on a $100,000 bond to the owner, who was warned not to modify the car. In the meantime, the prosecution informed the court that the Crown is ready to proceed and that the witnesses are ready. The defendants, who were arrested last August following the $12 billion drug bust in Havendale, St. Andrew, are charged with possession of cocaine, dealing in cocaine, trafficking cocaine, and a conspiracy. They were arrested on August 6, 2024, when officers from the Police's Firearms and the Narcotics Investigation Division, accompanied by units from the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch, raided the premises and seized several knitted bags containing cocaine. Approximately 2,600 kilograms or 5,569 pounds of the drug, with a street value of US $75.79 million, was allegedly found during a 3-hour operation. The police were reportedly acting on information when they went to the premises, as the men were allegedly in the process of loading a bus with the bags of cocaine. Haldane and Sterling were reportedly seen behind the bus and accosted after they ran. However, during last month's bail application, lawyers for the 2 men denied their involvement. King's counsel Tom Tavares Finson and Carl Phillips are representing Ricketts, while attorney-at-law Lloyd McFarlane is representing Haldane. Attorney-at-law Donahue Martin is representing Davis, while Tamika Dunbar is appearing for Peart. Teenagers charged following motorcycle theft. 2 teenagers have been charged with a simple larceny following an incident at Barracks Road, Savannah Lamar in Westmoreland on Saturday, September 13. According to reports, it is alleged that about 4:40 p.m., the teenagers went to a man's house and stole his 2016 Zamco motorcycle from his garage. The motorcycle is valued at approximately $260,000. The man later reported the matter to the police, and an investigation was launched into the matter. Investigators subsequently arrested the teenagers during an operation. Their court date is being finalized. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.